I'm gonna try and keep this short, but I have a couple of things I wanna update you on, so we better just get right into it. Hi everybody, today I am going to be giving you an update both on Vlogmas, which officially for some people starts today, other people it starts the 1st of December, but I'm going with today, and my health. So for those of you who are just interested in Vlogmas, we're gonna talk about that first, and then the health update will come towards the end of the video, but it will actually have some amount of bearing on Vlogmas, so you may wanna listen to all of it, or you may not, I don't fucking know. You make your own choices. We're all grown-ups here, right? Unless you're not, but I'm gonna treat you like one. So Vlogmas. Now, you guys know that Vlogmas is a thing on YouTube. It's where people vlog every day, or they put up a video every day, or they do something every day for the month of December. Some people go from the day after Thanksgiving in America, which is the day this is going live, or they go from December 1st. They might go through December 25th, which is Christmas, or through the month of December, the whole thing, whatever the case may be. So I am doing it this year, and in the past, I have done a few different things. I have tried vlogging every day. I have tried holiday-themed videos. Nothing's really worked for me so far. Nothing's really suited me. I think changing the focus of my channel for a whole month isn't something I'm comfortable with all the time. It works for plan as you go, but ultimately it's not changing the focus of my channel. It's just being really specific about one thing I do on my channel all the time anyway, as opposed to completely pivoting to something else. And that's just not me. I'm discovering it's really, I don't make big steps like that. I make little steps. So instead, what I am going to do is I am going to try and vlog a little bit every single day, but what I will do is I will publish 2 vlogs every week. One will go live on Mondays, and that will be the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then one will go live on Fridays, and that will be the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for me, like how I live my life. I think that that will help me from having to do one massive thing every week. It'll help to keep it like mixed up. There'll be a little bit here and there, but then other than that, like it'll just be business as usual. Plan with me's, bullet journal videos, planner reviews. I've got a bunch to look at for this month anyway, pen reviews, etc. Now this schedule I'm giving you could change. Everything always can change. There's always the risk of that. I feel comfortable and confident that I can do this vlogging every day and have it not completely overwhelm me. And then the podcast will just come out on Mondays as usual. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, and I'm gonna do it from today, the day after Thanksgiving in America, all the way through the 25th. Or the 26th. I don't remember what I have on the schedule, something like that. Anyways, and then after that, the last couple weeks or the last week and a half of December will be, you know, looking into 2019, favorites for the year, blah, 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 all that standard YouTuber bullshit. Because I gotta do the YouTuber bullshit. I gotta play by the YouTuber rules sometimes. So that's what you have to look forward to if that's something that you're interested. If you're not interested in vlogs, luckily for you, there will still be the regular shit that goes up every week. If you are interested in vlogs, you get an extra bonus. And for some people who like vlogs better, then maybe, I don't know. That is the Vlogmas scene. So we are going to now transition this conversation from Vlogmas to my health so that you can understand kind of what's happening with me. Some of you know this already. If you're a patron, I've already talked to you about this. In general, I have not been super public about this on all of my stuff yet. This is kind of the first time I'm talking about this particular step. For those of you who don't know, I have polycystic kidney disease. It is a genetic kidney disease where your kidneys fill up with cysts and then your function goes down. The end result is kidney failure, which means dialysis or transplant or both. And it's not avoidable. There's no cure for it. There's not even really a treatment. There's a new drug that got approved that can help slow it down, but I'm already too far along for that drug, so not much that can do to help me. So many of you guys know that I was in Oregon in September because my sister had gotten a kidney transplant. Her husband donated a kidney to her, which was amazing. She had already been on dialysis for about 6 weeks when she got the transplant, which was actually a pretty quick turnaround, but they were hoping to have her not go on dialysis at all. But, you know, shit happens and she had to, like, it was just necessary. Right after I got back from that trip, I went and had blood work done. Up until this point, I had been kind of hovering in stage 4 of kidney disease. My shit hadn't really gone down for a while. It hadn't really gone, it doesn't really go up, but it had kind of been stable for about a year or so. My doctor called me and was like, we need to sit down and talk about this. My kidney function had taken a nosedive. And my doctor thought that it could have been one of a couple of things. It could either have been a combination of the meds that I've been on, one of my medications, which is a blood pressure medication, and a diuretic, another medication I'm on, sometimes when they interact, they can dehydrate you and that can drop your kidney function. So we messed with my meds for a few weeks and then did the tests again. And I found out that my function did not go back up. It is still low. It's low enough that my doctor feels that it is time for me to go in for the workup to get a dialysis access put in. That is like a fistula or a shunt. It gets put in somewhere, usually in your arm or your wrist. And it's where your veins get like, you know, beefed up so that they can handle the dialysis needles and handle the amount of blood. Because in dialysis, this is, I'm sorry for those of you who are queasy, this might not be your thing, but your whole body's amount of blood gets taken out and cleaned several times over the course of a dialysis session, and your regular veins are just not strong enough to handle that. So they need to first go in for vein mapping, look at all your veins, decide where they're gonna put your access, where they can fuse your veins together to make like a super highway vein to do dialysis. And then it takes several months, or at least weeks, if not months, for that access to mature and be ready for dialysis. You can't just use it right away. It takes time for it to get ready. On the same note, he also felt it was time for me to get a referral to the transplant center. For those of you in the Bay Area, I'll be looking at UCSF. They have a very excellent kidney transplant program, and they're one of the centers that my health insurance partners with. So that's where I'm going to be looking to go through the process of getting onto the transplant list. And it's a lot of stuff, and I only know some of it from what my sister has said and what my doctor has said. So I will update you the more I know, which comes to kind of what I want to talk about in general. The first thing is that, well, I've just said all of this. That doesn't mean I'm in kidney failure yet, and it doesn't mean I'm starting dialysis anytime in the near future. It just means that we are beginning the preparations for it, which takes time. And the last thing you want is to have to go on dialysis without being ready for it. That means you have to go, if you're not ready, you got to go to the hospital. You got to get a central line put in. You might not be able to take a shower for several weeks while your shit is maturing. Like, it's not a fun experience. And the best way to avoid that is to be ready. So we are taking proactive steps to be ready for me when it's time for me to go on dialysis. But it's scary. This whole thing is scary for me. And I just saw my sister go through it. And so it feels very present and very real. And I'm glad that I'm taking care of my health. And I'm glad that I have a doctors actually, who are awesome at staying on top of my shit. And I'm glad that I have learned, because I got to see my dad die from this because he didn't take care of himself. But it's frightening. And what do I do when I'm scared? I talk to you guys. With that, what I'm gonna say is that I have decided, and of course I may not decide to do this, I might try doing this and I might feel like it's too much of a stressor, too much of a fucking, I don't know. It might stress me out too much and I might not do it. But the plan right now is I'm going to start a segment on my channel called the PKD Diaries. And the reason I'm doing it, there's two reasons. One, so I can document this, so I can look back on the whole process from the vein mapping and the initial workup to all the doctor's appointments, because you had to go through a lot of doctor's appointments to get approved for a transplant. All of that, everything. I want to document it for me so I can look back at it, for my kids, so that one day they can look at it, especially if they have to go through any of that. But also because I know that I would like to see something like that. Seeing my sister go through the transplant process in a lot of ways was immensely helpful for me, because it let me get a preview of what I'm going to be looking at. It's not going to be exactly the same. It's never exactly the same. There's something about seeing somebody go through it that is helpful, for me at least, more helpful than reading about it, reading literature about it. And so I want to do that for people out there who might wind up being in the same place, whether they have PKD or whether it's kidney failure for some other reason. I can't speak to all the different chronic illnesses out there. I don't have them, but this is the one I do have, and so that's what I'm going to document. Now, originally my goal had been to document this in its own thing, but the idea, my first appointment, my vein mapping and my consult with the surgeon actually happens next week when this is filming. So it seems silly for me to do my regular videos, these Vlogmas videos, and then this other PKD vlogging video. So what I will probably do is incorporate aspects of this PKD Diaries thing into the Vlogmas vlogs, a lot of words of vlog, so that I just have it there and it's just easier to do the whole thing. So if it's not something you're looking for, you'll see the hashtag in it. If there's PKD Diaries hashtag on the vlog, that means that there's gonna be a health update in there, and maybe I will pop like a little kidney cuteness so that you know that it's kidney talk time if you want to skip over that. But I think that that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna incorporate it into the vlogs, and then when Vlogmas is over, it'll become its own thing. That's the plan for now. Of course it could change. So that's my health update. That's where I'm at. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments that you want, or you can share about your own experiences with chronic illness in the comments down below. I think that, you know, it can be really difficult sometimes to talk about the reality of life with a chronic illness, because there's so much out there that tells us to, like, you know, be the best that we can be. Or like, you know, the people with chronic illness who still get all this done, they're the heroes. No, they're just doing the best that they can. Everybody is, regardless of whether you're a hero or not, you're just doing the best that you can, and I wanna hear about it in the comments below. So yeah, that's what's gonna be happening. The first Vlogmas vlog should go up on Monday, and at Plan With Me on Sunday. So there won't be a video tomorrow, but other than that, there should be videos every day, except for Saturdays. I think I've said that. I think I should stop now. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.